Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Simcade. And we are live for round 8, I believe. Tonight's F1 2022 at Hungary. I'm joined, as always, by Mr. Dodo. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Yeah, very good.
Good.
Good to be back.
It is, yes. Well, we were here last week, weren't we? We were.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, every
Yes.
week now. It's a weekly thing.
Yeah, I think the only one that we missed one, haven't we? Which was the week that you were busy doing exams and I was racing, because that's apparently what they do around here, is get me racing. So yeah, hello Cornish, hello Yuki, how are we? Mans is Allier, by the way, is he? Oh, okay. Oh, well, he's not a new driver then. Okay, that narrows that one down then, doesn't it? I was going to say we've got a few new drivers. I think we do have the Ostradile, who was the new recruit from last week, didn't we?
Yeah, that's the one that was talking in the chat, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes. So welcome all, obviously new and old. Hungaroring, you're a fan?
Love the Hungary. Yeah, all my favourites.
Do you know what I have to say? It's potentially one of my favourites as well. It is exciting track and it's very good. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
Although
for qualifying laps, one of the best.
it flows very well as this track, doesn't it? And I have to say it's
It
very good on
is.
ACC as this track. I
It
know
is.
it's
Yeah. Yeah,
totally
it is.
different discipline, but yes, it's very good. Cody is also new to me. No, Cody is Rob's son. He was with us previous, and then he's had exams and he's been very busy. So he's been on a PlayStation ban, but now is allowed back because he's only a wheelie young lad.
Good seeing back. My old teammate from the first half of the season when I was racing.
You know, he was my teammate in the first season that we raced together when he first joined, him and Rob, and he spent more time smashing into me than he did actually racing. But he's actually matured into a very good driver, to be fair,
Yeah, he's good.
and shocked us all in the F2. I think the only
Yeah,
thing is
I
he
heard
ran out of
that.
fuel.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah,
We'll see what he's got for us today then.
there's still a bug in the old F2 system.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So as we were saying about Hungaroring, it flows extremely well. We don't have too many long straights here. There is a couple of curbs of death around here, which hopefully have been fixed in the new game. Is it
That's the plan.
turn 5? Is it turn 5 and 6? Is the one as you hit the left hand kink, then the loop right, isn't it?
Yeah, turn 5
Turn
is
5,
is
yeah,
deadly. You do not want to touch that inside curb.
yeah.
But also the outside curb on that corner as well is quite. The exit curb is quite deadly if you go over it instead of riding it. So you need to be careful there. And then in the twisty section, some of the curbs, if you hit them at the wrong angle, can just spit you out straight away. So you'll probably see banker laps, people staying away from the curbs, and then as they get more confident, they'll take a few more liberties.
Yeah, obviously we do have this really long straight, but in hindsight, it's not really in an F1 car that long, is it?
No, it's only, I think a lap around here, I might be wrong, it's about 1 minute 16, 17.
Not too long. Hello, Stevie. How are you? Your man Stevie not racing today? Is he working?
He's my man Stevie is seeing family, I believe, in
Oh, seeing
Scotland, so
family.
he can't race.
Oh dear. I've got family with me. So that's why Mikey's not racing, because he's here.
Shame to not see him on the grid, but I'm sure he'll be back next
Yes,
time.
he'll be back next week.
Well rested and pole position and win from pole.
Oh, I don't know. He's all took it out. He's been doing some gardening today. So he will be well rested after a week off, I suppose.
Yeah.
So yeah, Steve is in Scotland. Yeah, see, I'm all good. Yeah, and yeah, I'm all good. You're all good. Everybody's all good. Just on board with the first couple of guys out on track. I think it is Polly that is the first one out on the grid. So be interesting to see. Polly's been his impressive racing performance, well, his qualifying performance, but he's just lacked the racing performance, hasn't he?
Yeah. But I think both McLaren drivers have seen, Mikey and Polly have seen a big improvement.
Yep.
So let's see if we can continue that around Hungary. It's a tricky track though, so we'll see.
It is the two sort of hairpins. They're sort of tricky. The first one, the last two corners, should I say? The first one of the last two hairpins is it's pretty tricky, isn't it? Again, that's another weird curve, isn't it? That you don't want to ride too much of, and to get the sweet spot around, you can really slingshot your car around there, can't you?
Yeah, it's tricky. It's downhill off camber, and then the traction zone is back uphill again. So you kind of got a mix of everything on that corner. So there's a lot of time to be gained, but also a lot of time to be lost if you make a mistake.
Indeed. Power ranked. Are we going to do some power rankings at some point? That just sounds like a good idea, but every good idea that we seem to put out, it's all about the consistency of drivers that we seem to be lacking. It's great for the people that turn up for every 10, 12 races, whatever we put on, but as soon as they miss one, it just throws everything off, doesn't it? But I mean, we can give it a go. We can add up all at the end of the season, add up all the points and see where they all come. There's a power ranking, a season power ranking, maybe.
Yeah, and also factor in maybe driver of the day as well.
Yes, because we mentioned that.
Driver of the day.
Yeah, we mentioned that every week. Polly sets the initial pace of 119. That's totally smashed by Extinct there with a 116.9. So that's, you said that's what we were looking for? 115s, 116s, is something around?
Yeah, I reckon a mid to low 16. A high 15 would be a rapid lap time around here. So maybe we might see that from the likes of Mans and Cornish.
Yep, I was going to say that's what we thought. But Cornish of late has been struggling, hasn't he? Really, he's not been the man on the pace in F1, has he?
No, but I mean, last time out he was arguably the fastest man.
Yep.
Just had a couple of incidents.
He did.
Obviously, it was this man, the guy on provisional pole at the moment, Extinct, that won in the end. But it, Cornish probably over the race was the fastest driver. So. I'm not sure if he's a fan of this track or not, but I guess we'll see if he's got his form back today, and whether he can. I don't know if he's still in the hunt for the title.
Pass. It's something that we haven't really chucked up at all this season, because we just sort of push everybody towards the website, don't we? To check out.
Yeah.
I can quickly check what our league table is like. It's something that even I don't really know. I don't know if I can find it. Where's it gone? There it is. Oh no, that's the Google Drive. Do you know what? Somebody's already pinged it in chat, haven't they? No, they haven't. Anyway, I know it, so I might as well just...
I may have been wrong about my poll prediction, because Mans has just put in a 16-0 straight out of the bat.
So obviously he's a man that's on the charge, really, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the man to beat, I think, at the moment. Mans overall definitely got the pace. Obviously no Rosa today, so...
Yes, we have got a few. We were just talking prior to joining. We have got a couple of guys missing due to it's exams week, and luckily the last exams of the week and month and year or whatever. But yeah, it is. We are coming towards the end of this. Anyway, so as we were discussing then about the Czech League Championship, we have got Cornish and Mans at the top again, with Cornish top of the table with 79 and Mans second with 75, and then it Stinks in third with 53, so he's got some catching up to do there. So there you go, so Cornish is still top of the Mans. It's saying that everybody's... Oh, okay. A couple of people going in the pits there.
It really is a two-horse race then, I'd say, between the two Haas cars for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and then you've got the likes of like Gibbo, Winther, Rob, Mitch and Lance, all on sort of just hitting double digits. You've got, Lance and Simi both on 8, with Footy on 7, Danny and Polyvilar on 6, Stevie on 4. Everybody got loads of people on 3. You got August, Mantis, Golf and Jack on 3, with Jericho on 2. And Craig and myself on 1. I've got a point. Woohoo! I've got a point.
More points than me.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like I'm setting a bad example for the commentators now, aren't I?
Well, it's fine. I'm sure you'll redeem yourself at some point.
Yeah. Jack's just hoping for a better race. Just hoping for a better race. Are you racing, Jack? Is your name on the list?
Yeah, 7th.
Yes, he is. Yes, you are. Well, we do hope that you are, and you do have a better race. Like again, your race pace is great. You just seem to get trumbled into a few incidents, doesn't it? And a few. It just seems to be a bit of a tricky situation sometimes, doesn't it?
That mid pack is savage. It's all about keeping it clean. Obviously, sometimes just come out the wrong end of incidents. But you know, up there in 7th now, the pace looks there.
Yeah, Yuki's trying to mug me off already. I already wear glasses, so I'm already blind. Halfway there, to be honest.
When are we gonna? Question is, when are we gonna see Yuki racing?
Well, hopefully in the next couple of weeks when the new games comes out. So we're hoping next season we will be seeing Yuki here on track. So he's going to be putting his money where his mouth is, really, isn't he?
Yeah, well, it's be good to see. If it's anything like what he said, then I'm expecting him to do it there with Mans and Cornish.
Yeah. I don't think he's put that much of a hype on himself. I think he's started to level himself out a bit, saying he's going to be racy, but not too racy.
Good.
He'll be thereabouts. He'll be happy to just win a race and then he's going to retire. That's what I've heard anyway. So if we let him all win and retire straight away. I'm joking. I don't know who's on track at the moment. We are a couple of people on track. I think we've got Mons who's just about to finish a lap. Start a lap.
I think Mans is starting a lap. We've got Cornish on an out lap.
Well,
Lance is on an out lap.
When Cornish gets a move on, he's just coming around the turn 5.
Yeah.
So as soon as he hits the start-finish line, he's all yours, Dodo. Our current championship leader. No pressure.
Who better to go around with then than the current championship leader?
I mean, if there's a person that's going to show you how it's done around here, it's going to be Cornish or Mans or Extinct, isn't it?
It is true.
I'd say yourself.
Guys, certainly.
I'd say yourself, but you're here with me, so.
No, I'm just a washed pundit now.
Yeah, we all get there one day. Right then, as it's coming around the final corner, starts qualifying lap, he's all yours.
Okay, so good traction out in the final corner, straightens the car out, opens the DRS down the longest straight and the best overtaking zone, come into the race, and then just at the start of that curb break at the apex, you want to straighten out the exit as much as possible for another DRS zone, keep to the right hand side for the shortest run down the straight, and then you want to flick the car. It's a horrible downhill left-hander here, and then back on the power. This is flat in these cars, easy flat. These are downforce, and this is such a good corner. Blind apex, you need to trust that it'll be there, try not to invalidate on the right hand side, and then do not touch the curb on this inside. He hugs it nicely, doesn't touch it, he gets a lovely exit out of this fast chicane. You want to clatter the curbs, carry as much speed as possible, and then into this lovely flowing left right section. Tiny dab of the brakes, back on the power. This left is flat, and then a small lift as he sweeps through that right-hander into the final section. Heavy braking down into use all the curb on the right-hand side, use all the exit curb on the left-hand side, and then you want to stay tight to the apex on this left-hander. Uphill, hard traction, and then carry as much speed as you can, because it doesn't really matter out here because the line's so close. And he gets DRS back open, and it's going to be 2/10 improvement, but not enough to top Mans' time.
Not far behind though. It's a couple of hundredths of a second off. Mons there, who yet again is impressive as always, both of them. But that looked like a really solid lap. A lot of trust in the car, and especially at the little flick left-hander, using all of that curb on the right-hand side to try and push the car across, which is interesting to see.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. That left-hander is so committed. It's one of the most satisfying corners on the calendar, I would say. Definitely riding on board with these cars. They take it so quick, and it's blind, and you have to know exactly where you're going to turn in and brake. So yeah, it looked like a really good lap. It just shows how good Man's lap was to still be faster than that.
Yeah, it's nice to see the top two are obviously like seven tenths ahead. Oh, as we've got a spin from William the King, that's going to be some rear end damage there as he smacks the rear wing there of his Aston Martin. Not what he needed really.
Not at all. He might have time to get that repaired, but it'll be close, definitely.
With 4 minutes and 50 seconds left of qualifying.
Indeed, yeah. So we'll have people coming in now, I imagine, putting on a fresh set of boots and going for a final run.
William might have to retire. I don't. Is the damage in qualifying that? It's repairable straight away, isn't it? Not like the race.
No, you have to wait. So you go into the garage and it'll give you a countdown.
Oh, okay.
So it depends how much it's damaged, but if it's damaged a bit, then he probably won't make it out in time to do a lap, unfortunately. And he won't be able to do a lap with the damage because it'll just be undrivable.
As Polly's got a 5 second penalty there, 5 second grid penalty for hitting into Simi.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I'm not sure what that's about. Simi's on the grass, finding some strange lines of ways to get out of the way of people. Also, I don't
like Polyblar was even anywhere near.
No.
Simi.
It's behind him.
Yeah. But he's only just caught up to the back of him, so unless there was a collision and obviously Polyblar spun, maybe.
Not too sure. We'll have to see. I'm sure there'll be an investigation on that one. As we see everybody coming into pits, we've got a couple of people on laps at the moment with Extinct and Footy. Footy's just managed to jump Extinct. The mid-pack, as always, is absolutely balmy. And I mean, from 3rd down to 9th, 2 tenths between the lot of them.
Yeah, it's great. Not much time splitting them at all. And that just means that there's a little bit of potential for if someone really nails a lap to be out of position and maybe kick themselves up the order a little bit, which is what we love to see.
That's almost looking like the esports timings between them, if you get what I mean. It's like not tenths, it's hundreds, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, we know that esports has nothing on Simcade, so...
oh, definitely not. No, we are.
Obviously, we're the standard. But,
cream of the crop around here, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly.
As Cornish Mantis gets himself up into P3, he's sort of secured a nice top position there, hasn't he, Mantis?
Yeah, nice lap. I doubt he won't have enough time to do another one, so that will be his final time. See, the track will evolve slightly now, so we'll see what other people behind him can do, the likes of Footy and Extinct. I reckon Extinct's got more time in him because that's still his banker lap he hasn't improved on.
So we will look and see the likes of Cornish and Mons out first, unless they've got a gentleman's agreement between themselves not to bother. Nope, one of them's coming out.
They'll
Mons
definitely come out again. They're both racers, they want to stick it on pole, they're not going to... Cornish isn't going to settle for second if he thinks there's more time in the bag.
Yeah, I don't think Cornish is going to have enough time. I think Cornish is at it.
As long as he comes out before about 1 minute 30, he should be okay.
The last man's across the line.
Extinct's gone purple in the second sector, I believe, on this current lap. He's 3 tenths up on his lap time. We'll
stick on board with Extinct as he's just going around the last corner in that wonderfully painted Ferrari. Around the last corner, where's that going to put him?
It's 4th.
4th, yeah, not much of improvement. And I can officially say now, Cornish is not doing another lap. He is still in the pits, 1 minute 11.
Yeah.
So
that's it for Cornish.
Mons is out on track. He's coming around the last 2 hairpins now. Does he just decide to get in the pits and call it a day?
Possibly, I don't know. I mean, maybe he doesn't think that there's any chance he can beat Mans. I'm surprised about that. I'd have thought he'd have had at least one more go, but looks like Mans is going to go for another one anyway. Maybe we'll see a 1:15 lap time.
Maybe. Let's stick on board. But who else have any others on laps at the moment? Jack's on a lap, and so I think pretty much everybody apart from a couple of people that have had an oof.
I think there's quite a few people who've just done a lap. Jack's ERS is down to 0, so I think he's just done one. Rob's the same.
Rob showing
Looks
how
like William
Cody.
the King's about to finish one after going purple in the middle sector.
Rob showing how Cody how it's done. Yeah. After the F2 performance, I think Rob needs to put his foot down, doesn't he?
Felt threatened.
Yeah, Cody was quick in the F2s.
Ooh, that's a good lap from William the King. Goes fourth.
Does push Extinct out as well, who sort of wasted his qualifying laps, as I think Mons has gone purple sector 2, but he's just been slowed down by Polly. I think that might be his ghost, because he's already hit the checkered flag.
Yeah, that'll be his AI, unfortunately for Mans, because that was a good lap time by the looks of it, but he's still on pole anyway. No one's going to challenge that lap time now.
No, but it's disappointing. We could have seen what it would have been all about, really. It's true pace. He could have hit the 115s, but yeah, unfortunately, that didn't happen as Lance has finished. I think the only other shock one there was on the lack of pace from Ninja and Golf. That's 5/10 off. That's not their usual pace, I would say.
No, certainly not. I'd say that we'd expect more, especially from Ninja and Golf, definitely. Good performances from Lance, Footy, Jack, William the King, and Cornish Mantis as well. I think.
Solid, definitely.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a quiet qualifying session, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't a standout quali, but I'm sure it felt a lot worse for the drivers around this track.
But for a circuit that's so compact in such a short amount of time, everybody found their own space and just did their own thing.
They did, and once again, everyone seems to be very close in their little packs.
They do indeed. I'll just run you through the grid. Hello, Chad. Nice to have you with us. Just running through the grid. Starting at pole position is Mons, followed by Cornish and Cornish Mantis in P3. William the King, Extinct, Lance, Footy, Jack, Rob, and Ostradal picking up the top 10 with Ninja, Golf, Simic, Cody, and Polyblar rounding up the rest of the grid. With Polyblar picking up a 5-second penalty. We're unsure on how that was caused, but I'm sure we'll find out, as qualifying seems to be extremely close. And Jack saying he had more time there. Well, I think everybody, I would say, had a little bit more in them, but the grid from third down is just bonkers. Yeah, bonkers.
It's such a hard track to get a clean lap around as well, so I'm not surprised that there's more on the table for some people.
Indeed. As we just wait for the grid to be formed, wait for the guys to do their setups and whatnots and their pit strategies. I have Cornish winning today. UK Cornish prediction. What about yourself, Dodo? I know we like to try and stay the neutral as much as possible, but everybody's got a driver that they wish to win. Put it in chat now quickly.
This isn't a wish to win, because obviously as a neutral commentator I remain completely neutral. However, I would say that Mans looks pretty imperious, so I'm going to predict him for a pole to win, to be honest. I think he looks rapid, and if he gets a good start, then track position's so key that I don't think anyone will be able to pass him.
I'm going to go for a Cornish win.
Cornish, okay.
I think there was something missing in his lap time that I think he had there, and obviously we know that these two had a bit of contact out last week, which wasn't deemed anybody's fault. It was just one of those that just went wide as we start the formation lap. It was just Mans just drifted out wide into him, and it was just an innocent thing that happened. It was just one of those, wasn't it?
It's just one of those collisions you get when going wheel to wheel. Yeah. I think honestly that both of them, they have so much respect for each other. I might be wrong, but I don't think it was even brought to the stewards in the end.
No, it wasn't. I kept an eye on the stewards.
Because they have such good sportsmanship and respect for each other. So it's good. It's always good to see, especially when they're so close and they're fighting for a title, that they still keep that friendship and respect.
Yeah, you see, now usually when you get to times like these when it's so close, you see them start to get a bit like more competitive, don't you? Because there's more to fight for, there's more to gain. But these two, total respect, which is good. I suppose they've been here a couple of times now, haven't they?
Yeah. setting a good example to the rest of the grid. Not just on track, but off track as well. It's good to see.
Definitely. Indeed. Well, we had the tyre prediction there. We'll just run quickly through the tyres that the guys have set. We've got Cody on a set of softs. He's the only one that's allotted to softs, with Mons, Extinct, Lance, Jack, Ostradile, Ninja, and Golf. They're all selecting to use the hard tyres. The rest, the medium. That is the way to go, obviously, isn't it? It's either one way or the other, but you want to use the medium tyres at the end because they are just, like I say, rapid, aren't they?
Yes, but the mediums obviously give you an extra couple of meters off the start with the extra grip.
Yep.
That's probably why Cornish has gone for that, because obviously your track position is so key around here. So honestly, if it was me, I probably would have gone for the mediums. But if we know Mans is rapid off the start, so if he can nail his start, there's no reason. And if he stays out in front, then he's won, because that hard medium strategy is the best way.
Yep.
Over a race.
All about the start, isn't it? As always.
It is. Because overtaking is at a premium even on the game around here.
Indeed. Well, it's your time to shine, as I think we've had a couple of disqualifications there with Rob, Austral and Golf not getting in the marks. I've got a horrible camera angle right at the back of the grid, but I'll try and get you a better one as the lights are going to start going out.
Yeah, so it's 5 red lights, and this is a terrible angle to see the start from, but we're going to roll with it, and it looks like it's a great start from Mans on those hard tyres. He's got the jump on Cornish already, and he's going to lead down into turn 1. We've got 4 or 5 wide going down into turn 1 in the mid-pack there. Is everyone going to keep it clean? We've had a Cornish Mantis up to 3rd, Extinct up to 4th, Lance up to 5th. And it looks like everyone's kept it relatively nice and clean, as we've got William the King and Ostradel going wheel to wheel in the background. Still wheel to wheel around the outside with William the King. And
they decided to push each other off.
There's a lot of contact. Yeah, a lot of contact, and they've dropped down the order massively there, with Cody making a great start on those softs as well.
We just had a message there from Jackson. There's rain due late on in the Grand Prix, so we might see that towards the end, and then we might not, because this game has a tendency to sort of make up its own mind when it comes to rain. Looks like Extinct is having connection issues as well. He was, I think, probably the way he's situated in the world, he sort of dips in and out sometimes, doesn't he?
Yeah, he can do. We've also had a bit of a mare from Footy. Looked like he spun turn 5, sorry, and then spun again with just rear tyres being hot, so that's a shame because he has such a good start.
Don't forget, guys, get your driver of the day votes. Keep them coming in as we see Mons pull out a 7/10 gap on Cornish, so Cornish not using their medium tyres as best we thought at the start of the Grand Prix.
No, but I think we're seeing, like what I said before, that the dirty air is so difficult to follow and stay close to the car in front around this track. So technical, even with those medium tyres and the extra grip that he will have, he's not able to stay right on the gearbox of Mans.
I know it's too early for driver of the day, but just don't forget, is what I'm saying. Don't forget. Because otherwise you'll all forget, and then me and Dodo will have to pick a driver of the day, as it looks like Jack has just followed all the way down the order. He's had another spin at the hairpin. There's some yellow flags there. Not quite sure what all that was to do with as well, and it looks like Footy is still not really recovered from where he was after his spin either.
No, it's a shame for Jack. He had a great start as well. The biggest winners from the start, easily the biggest winner from the start, is Cody, who's up 7 places from his starting position. So that's a mega getaway on those softs. I wonder if he's going to do a soft hard, or whether he's going to try the audacious 2-stop.
We saw that out a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? The soft hard. Was it last week out? I saw the soft hard. As Cornish gets fast.
We saw a hard soft, didn't we?
The hard soft,
someone
yes.
go long on the hards and
Yes,
then
it was.
go on softs at the end.
Yes, there goes our weather reporter down at the back of the grid. Yes. He's making sure that if we do spot the rain, it'll be in turn 1 first. It'll be the last one around there. Jokes. No, I hope he does get back up the grid. Safety car's there's quite a high possibility of a safety car here, isn't there? Because the barriers are so close to some parts of the track.
Yeah, and spins are so frequent because it's a difficult circuit. So there's definitely a possibility for a safety car. around here, more so than some other tracks, as we've got a retirement on cue there, out 10-4.
There's Rob, and that does bring out the safety car.
Wow. The commentator's curse does exist.
Apologies. As we just see the car on the left, they're not quite sure. It looks like a bit of a victim of the left-hand kink. Then it tried to carry on, and he just threw the car into a wall, which is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a shame that. I bet Cody's loving it though.
But I know Cody is laughing at him. There we go. That's from Yuki. It was Mantis that did the hard soft last week out.
Yeah. I thought it was.
As the safety car is going to pick up the leaders. Are we going to see anybody in the pits? I don't think we should. Maybe Cody
would be perfect for Cody, but he stays out on the soft. So I'd have thought that maybe going on to the 2-stop would have been good for Cody there. Slap on a set of mediums, but maybe not.
It is a free pit stop, isn't it? Really, the only downside would be if everybody else were to pit, but I couldn't see that. Only 4 laps in, I couldn't see anybody happening. I don't think there's anything going on in the chat. Just have a quick check. No, nothing going on in the chat. So yeah, it's quite quiet in the F1 chat. What kind of strategy is Cody going for? To be fair, it's probably run these softs until they die, and then go on to the hards, and then run as long into the Grand Prix on the hards as you can. Would be my guesstimate.
Yeah, I'd say him not pitting means that he wants to extend the softs tyre as long as he can to do a 1-stop, and that he didn't want to do the 2-stop strategy.
Yep.
Which is surprising, because with the safety car likelihood around here, it could have quite easily worked in his favour, where he was on a fresh set of mediums, had a lot of pace, another safety car comes out, he gets another free pit stop. But I guess that's, you're gambling on a lot happening there.
Yeah, like I was saying, with the possibility of safety car, and then we obviously got that rain chucked into it as well, so maybe he's going to do the soft and then a medium, and then pray to God that it rains where everybody has to pit. It could benefit from the softer tyres, maybe. That might be my prediction.
Very, very possibly. Obviously, that depends on. Obviously, they'll be hearing from the engineers how far away the rain is, so they'll be in a better place to make that call than we are.
Indeed, yeah. I think that's something that they need to bring into the spectators is the chance of whether, can we have a look at it at the start of the race, or, because you sort of get left in the dark as commentators, don't you?
Yeah, we need a Ted Kravitz to tell us what the weather's doing.
We do. We did have somebody in on Spectate, didn't we, the last race. Hello, Mikey. He's next door. It's weird. He's joined in the chat, but he's next door. We did have somebody back in the last season. We had Ninja. We had 3 people in the commentary, and we sort of got that information because he crashed out and spectated. So it was nice to see and hear the inside. I mean, I'm pretty sure there is a channel available where there's somebody in. Yeah, there's a massive group chat of everybody in. I think that'd be a very noisy group chat.
Yeah, maybe not the best for the stream either, I'd imagine, especially with people spinning and crashing. Yeah,
maybe we could hear from Mitch. Maybe he could pop up and say what the weather report's going to be, and what's going on in the chat, because obviously it's nice to know what they're going on about. Or Rob, is he? Oh yeah, or Rob, yeah. Getting inside knowledge into what's going on. Maybe, who knows? We'll see.
Well, hopefully the safety car will be in this lap. We'll find out soon enough whether they're going to go for one more or whether the safety car will come in. Once we get to the start of Sector 3, it should come up on our screen.
Well, the line is here, and it's coming in.
There it is.
So Mans is going to back everybody up as best he can, because it's such a long straight. He's going to have to make sure that he gets everybody well away from him on the last corner.
Yeah, traction out of the final corner will be paramount, because I'm sure Cornish will be smelling a bit of blood after not getting the greatest start.
Indeed. As we wait for Mans to still backing everybody up, we're still waiting for the safety car to get into the pits. I think it's got to the line where it needs to be. Is it going to catch? Cornish is using the outside line to try and get as much of the track as possible. and he's still backing them up at the line. This is... Oh, he's gone. He has, I think, as Cornish was just about to start weaving, I think he caught him napping a bit, and it looks like it stinked at the back ground. He's going to take a lunge on them hard tyres up the inside. Has he made it stick? No, he hasn't. As long as they keep the cars away from each other, he doesn't. I think he left a lot of room there and screwed himself over a bit.
Yeah, didn't quite get the car alongside, but it was a good attempt.
Oh, there's 3 wide.
On the medium.
3 wide behind, sorry, there as William the King, Ninja and Ostradile. We're going side by side, and I think Ninja and William the King were the 2 people that lost out the most there.
Yeah, it looks like it. William the King's lost a lot of positions in the restart, and Ostradile's gained a lot on the restart, I think, so he'll be happy with that one.
He has. No, Stevie, this is news to me, but go on, tell us the story, Dodo. I hear that you're doing some real... Oh, and we've got a car around. It's a Ferrari and it's extinct.
Oh, it's a shame. He was looking good for a P3 once the strategies worked out, but yeah, this track catching everyone out, it seems, at the moment.
And Cody, again, impressing in them soft tyres. It's got him way up into P5. But he seems to have a bit of a brew behind him now, doesn't he?
Yes, certainly using those soft tyres to their full effect, definitely. Be interesting to see how what the pace is like when he does go onto those hards, and whether he can make them last the whole race at a good pace.
As Cornish is still hunting down Mans as well. He's keeping with him, and there's yellow flags in sector 1, and that's Golf and Extinct. Might have had a bit of coming to there.
I think it was just Golf spinning.
Was it just Golf?
Not 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So what's this about you doing some real racing at the weekend?
Yeah, so Corinne Chandler does a charity karting event every year at Wilton Mill, and me and 3 other lads from the Army Esports are going and taking part.
Wow.
Stevie being one of them. So yeah, it's going to be a really cool event. I'm looking forward to it massively.
Wow. Is Corinne going to be there?
Corinne will be there, yeah. There's also rumours that Daniel Ricciardo might be there too.
Wow.
But that's only rumours.
I've met Corinne. He's a nice guy. Very nice guy.
I'd love to meet him.
Yeah. Lance is a clean racer. He did. It's intentional. No. I'm sure it wouldn't be intentional at all whatsoever, as DRS is enabled. And that could help Cornish try and close down the gap on Mans, who's just pulled out a half a second gap there, with Cornish Mantis sticking with him, really.
Yeah, it's doing a solid job. I think it just shows the pace that mediums have over the hards, that he's able to keep up, but even so, Cornish can't really seem to get close enough to Mans.
Mitch is saying that you better have some Simcade merch on.
I don't have any Simcade merch, otherwise I would.
I think you should definitely, if Corinne's there, drop us a mention though. You know, like I know these lads that are putting in this smashing effort.
I'll try. I'll think about it. We'll see what the vibe's like.
Yeah. Is the other person? Who's the other person going? So there's 3 of you going. I'm guessing I know the other person.
There's 4 of us. So it's
4
me, Stevie, and 2 other guys that you wouldn't know that are in the British Army Esports. One of them's Phoenix, the
Phoenix.
top guy in the British Army.
Foggy?
And Sanjay.
Sanjay. Oh, okay.
No, Sanjay. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. So you got an elite group of F1 drivers there going. As William the King is dropping down the order. Right, can we just have confirmation that we're back? We're back. Okay, so I don't need to make a new stream link. Apparently, if you just keep the website open, you don't need to. It just cuts off for the second that it cuts off for. We're back.
It paused, yeah.
Oh,
That's good then.
Yes, no faffing around like there was last week, so we're back up and running. Lap 10 of 35 with that little glitch that we have there. Apologies.
I don't know if we caught it before the stream went, but Cody's in from the soft tyres onto mediums now. So committing unless there's rain to the 2-stop strategy.
Yeah, that does look like it might be I know what happened this week. I have no idea. My PC just turned off. I don't know. It's a bizarre event. I have no idea. I will look into it over the weekend when I get more time. Look at my PC. I don't know whether it's a heating issue but last week was definitely a power cut. This week's definitely not. That was just my PC being a div. So yeah. But we're back. I didn't need to make a new stream key. It's back. But yeah. So Cody, obviously, yeah, committed to the 2-stop. Or is he? Is this the rain? Are we seeing the rain? Are we hearing from the rain? What we're getting, what we're hearing, what we're seeing?
Not sure. Obviously, we said at the end of the race, those mediums aren't going to last too long. I'd say you probably get 15 laps possibly out of those, maybe 16 or 17 if you're conservative at a good pace.
Yep.
So maybe he's holding out to the rain, but he's gone purple in the middle sectors, so he's certainly on a push at the moment.
Yeah, he is. Purple, yeah, that's crazy though, isn't it? No, that wasn't the power this time, Yuki. It wasn't the power. This time it was a computer glitch. I'm not quite sure. It seemed to have a bit of a moment of its own. As Cornish is still 4/10 stuck behind Mans. Quite strange to see, really, that he isn't making a much of an impression. He's just sticking with him. Is this sort of a bit of the tactic? I wouldn't suspect it would be on the opposite tyres, would it?
I don't think so. I think it's, again, this track, very difficult to follow, especially through this middle section they're going through now. It just makes the car so much harder to drive when you're following another car in the dirty air. And then by the time that we get onto the straight, you're not close enough, unfortunately.
So is that different race setups then that sort of might be hampering Cornish when it comes to the straights or the corners?
This track will be high downforce all the time. There'll be very little interpretation with that because there's not much straight. So it's just because the DRS isn't very powerful, the slipstream isn't very powerful, and Mans is doing a good job at covering. Simple as that.
He is breaking the air coming down the straight as well, so which Cornish does catch up, but yeah, like I said, just not enough, is it?
Not at the moment. We'll see if he can get a bit close in the coming laps, or if he can do the undercut when he sticks the hards on.
Yes, and put in some fantastic laps when the tyres are warmed up. It could give him the time to get away, but then we know that Mans is going to creep back. But then we saw this last time out where that happened, and then Mans ended up slipping up and pushing him out, understeering into him.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see what happens after the pit stops, because we know that Cornish will be going on to hards and Mans will be going on to the much faster medium tyres.
So there's obviously talk in the chat about Cody's strategy. I'm still under the impression that this is going to be the rain strategy. I think he's been waiting for that rain and trying to get as far up that grid as he can. Now, as he's only 3 seconds behind Golf, so just to eke that gap, let them all pit, be in a better prime position when they've all pit, because he's pit and nobody else is pit, and he's still, what? That's going to be P5 and 6 territories, isn't it, really?
Yeah, I mean, he's only 25 seconds off the leader, and it's about 20 seconds, I would say, for a pit stop around here, maybe 21, 22. So he wouldn't be, he'd actually be fourth if everyone stopped now.
So that,
because he's been pushing super hard on those medium tyres.
So that strategy there could be a bit of a hidden strategy if it works out. It's got to work out, and the rain's got to come. But like I said, this game is not extremely predictable, is it?
No, he certainly put all his eggs in the rain basket, that's for sure. But he didn't have a great qualifying, and that's probably why he did it. Is if it does end up working out, he could be in for a podium. You never know.
Yeah, and like Steve said, the rain does come rapid around here.
Yes, yeah.
And it does. We've seen it in real life, haven't we? Where the rain it does come down, and the track does not.
Yes,
It sits on the track for a while, doesn't it? Here.
It can do. It can do, definitely. And also in this game, sometimes it start raining, and then a lap later it's intermediates already. Yep. So it's definitely a chance that Cody's struck gold with this strategy.
Maybe. We'll see. We will keep you posted. as we are nearing the midway of the Grand Prix in Cornish. Still, it's Mantis is in the pits as well, so he's going to get rid of the medium tyres. So I don't think there'll be many more laps that Cornish can do. If if Mantis is having to get rid of them.
Quite an early stop there, I think, from Mantis, which is, I guess he's come out in a little bit of cleaner, which is good. He's obviously going to have to warm up those tyres. Maybe he feels an undercut coming on. Maybe he feels like he has a little bit more pace than the leaders at the moment. We'll have to see what kind of pace he has now. He's in a little bit of free air.
Indeed. Just on a bit of a side note, were you impressed with Mercedes with their side pods being returned, or we're going to see the true paces in? I know this is totally off what we were talking about. But do you think we're going to see a bit more true pace of everybody at Spain?
Hopefully, I'd love to see. We know Lewis, my boy Lewis. He loves Spain. So hopefully they'll be up there. I'd love to see. He's got to win another race at some point. He has to. Otherwise, I'll cry probably. So. Well,
last season was his first season ever in Formula One to have a winless season.
Yeah, that was sad times for me.
That just shows on how the force of Lewis Hamilton has been running strong. I'm just going to comment on our mid pack here, from Ninja all the way back to Cornish Mantis now, and even the two lads behind and not that far behind are all on the main straight.
Yeah, they've got a lovely old DRS train going on.
It's crazy.
Because obviously, again, like the leaders' experience, you just can't pass, even if you're the second man in the DRS train and the guy in front of you doesn't have it. It's just so difficult to stay. I mean, Footy's trying every line he possibly can. He's drained all his ERS. He still can't find a way past, even on the medium tyres.
Yeah, with Ninja defending like mad, because he's used all of his ERS as well, 8%. So Stevie's got some inside knowledge, reckons there's some more updates this weekend for Mercedes. I reckon their plan was, all along, was Imola was their initial testing for the new bits. And obviously it's ended up being falling on Monaco because of the tragic what happened in Imola. And I think they've got some okay data from it. And then obviously pushing up the rest of the updates onto the car this time. Now they've had the initial small bit of data, if that makes any sense.
The drivers seem to say good things about the upgrades at Monaco.
Yeah.
Seems to me that the car is a better baseline now, so...
Yeah, there was, I think, Hamilton was saying that it was undrivable, but I've got a feeling that's going to be dirty air and rubbish tyres. That was midway through the Grand Prix, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably.
As around the outside, we're going to see Extinct make a move. No, we're not. There's a bit of a tap from the rear end there of Ninja, as they're still fighting. Coming to the next two, it's just side by side. Inside line for Footy. Still, as I think, a little bit of a nudge there as well. Ninja losing out, but Footy keeping it as clean as they can. It's such a tight track. Oh, it looks like there must have been a bit of a gentleman's agreement there. Footy being the better man there. Feeling that it was definitely an illegal overtake and allowing Ninja to go back past.
Alright, sorry about that. I had a Domino's delivered to my room and a glass of wine.
And a glass of wine?
So, yes.
Oh, check that out.
Maybe the greatest for the washed pundit. So, what's been happening?
I don't know. Sorry, we just had side-by-side action from Footy and Ninja, with Ninja getting sort of pushed out wide, and then a bit of a gentleman's agreement with Footy allowing Ninja to come back through. I think I'm missing a beverage here. It'd be lovely to have a beer delivery. You have some kind roommates there, I have to say. Or housemates.
Yeah, my housemates are good. They are. They're very good. Domino's and a wine.
Did you chip in?
I'll pay him back, yeah.
Of course. Bit of slipstream here from Footy up the inside. That looks like that one's going to be deal done this time. No, Ninja again. Keeping a foot in there. Can we see them? Are they going to come around the corner? It does look like Footy made the move this time. Them hard tyres looking like the harder, as in the more worn tyres of Footy being a bit more conservative behind him. Not Mikey.
There with keep a foot in because he was being passed by Footy, but yeah, good move from Footy there.
There's a bit of a wiggle there from Ninja. How he held on to that one, I'll never know. Wow, that must have been scary.
Yeah, he's given a free position there to Extinct.
Yes, it is.
Extinct will be loving that, especially after his. Well, now he's doing his recovery drive after the earlier spin.
Yes, he's now made his way back up to P6 after the recovery. It's not a bad recovery on them hard tyres. With Ostradal making a great debut in P3, and he was worried about the pace of the grid, and he's doing an absolute stellar job keeping Lance behind him.
He was. Yeah, he's got a lot of pace and a lot of consistency. You know, he's been one of the only drivers out on the grid. Hasn't spun, hasn't made a mistake, so you know, definitely just deserved P3 at the moment.
Let's not put a curse on that one, shall we not? Let's hope that he can keep the going. Lance, there we go. The beer's delivered. Thank you very much, Michael. There we go. There you go, Steve. You don't have to ask much, do you? Perfect.
What beer you got?
It's Coors Light today. We were meant to be on Super Bock. However, we're not. I've got 3 large
Any
bottles.
beverage is a good beverage.
Yeah, we have 3 bottles of Super Bock in the house, and not one of them has been drunk yet. We're waiting for the prime opportunity.
The beers are available for legal reasons.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Where were we? Yeah. Lance seems to struggle behind people. He seems to get stuck behind them, and is not able to make an impression much, is he?
No, again, effective victim of that dirty air. It's just so difficult to. You have to have such a big pace advantage over the car ahead to get close enough to make a pass.
Yep, Cornish in the
looks like
pits.
he's getting close here, and he's got a little bit more ERS in hand than Ostradel does, and yeah, Cornish in.
Super Bock is a Portuguese beer. UK.
Yeah.
You'll be old enough. When you're old enough to drink it, you'll know.
Well, you have to wait to 21.
Yes.
In America, I can't. I don't know how they do that. I think I'd die, to be honest.
It's. I don't even know how to. It's just a very flavoursome beer, isn't it? It's very nice. I like it.
I've never had Super Bock because when I went to Portugal, I was like 14. So.
Oh. It's just has a lot more flavour than Coors that I'm drinking. So, Yuki, you should see a lot of Coors adverts around by you, shouldn't you? Really?
Yeah, Coors. Yeah.
Or is it Bud? Is Bud your
It's
advert
America,
of choice?
Yeah, that's
yes,
okay.
it is. Actually, no. We were talking about this. Oh, no, we're talking about beer and not racing. It's yellow flag sector 2. I think it's Cody. Is it Cody? It is.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah.
Oh, Cody.
Yeah, his. Well, I was really interested to see how his strategy would play out because he's gone so different to everyone else. It's always good to see someone try something different, but yeah, it's just not worked out. Maybe he's pushed his mediums a bit too hard.
We've just seen in the background there, Man's in the pits to cover off Cornish, and I think he has covered him off. And that promotes Lance into Lance into P1 with Ostradal pitting as well, and it looks like everybody's jumping up and down the order, and it's side by side Golf and Ostradal come out of the pits, and William the King picking up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix on them hard tyres.
Yeah, that's a solid lap there from William the King. That's a really good lap.
Yuki says that he's not going to drink at all, period. Bet you do.
Yeah, they always say that. I used to say that.
Yep, so did I. Anyway, so Budweiser's not fully American. Not as American as you think it is.
Fair enough.
Yep. That's all we'll say about that. Do some research on it, we did.
Budweiser sponsor next season?
I wish. If we could get Budweiser as a sponsor, that would be totally responsible.
It'd have to be the 0% one.
Yes, definitely.
Bud Light.
Bud Light, yeah. No, because that's still alcohol in it. That's just lighter on the calories.
Bud Zero then. I don't know what it's called. The 0% one.
No, you see, root beer is nice though, to be fair. you're not going to be an alcoholic. You see, you don't have to drink and be an alcoholic. You can. There is a responsible level. A couple of beers is nice.
Yeah.
It's civilized. It's sociable.
You don't have to get absolutely hammered every time you drink.
No.
That's what would make you an alcoholic, but you can have a couple and then... It's like,
But as we're talking
if you
about...
have a can of Coke, for example, you have 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You don't have to have 6.
Indeed. And as we talk about racing, don't drink and drive.
Yes. Very much, very important. That.
It is. And I'll tell you what I've noticed a lot of people these days on the roads is using their mobile phones, and that's not allowed either. I do not like that. That
Also bad. That is also very illegal.
Yes.
And we do not condone this here at Sim Racing. Sim Racing? Simcade. God, I've had a bit of wine.
And then there's a Friday night on the Millionaires Weekend. Yes, we all love a Millionaires Weekend, don't we? As soon as you've been paid. It's the best weekend. Cornish on them hard tyres seems to have dropped back slightly. As it looks like Mons is carving the way now with 2.7 seconds ahead.
Yeah, soon as Mons went onto those mediums, race is over. I mean, he's going to be so rapid. Unless he makes a mistake now, I think it's his race to lose, definitely.
And
He looks, like I said in the pre-race predictions, he's looked imperious the whole way through. So.
Just looking at Ostradal again, he's come out ahead of Lance and covered him off as well. So that's fantastic. Both on the same tyres. And he seems to be doing a fantastic job with Cornish Mantis getting in the P3 with the early stop, though. So that might hinder him. He might lose a lot of pace. But again, P3 in the bag. There's yellow. Oh, we got another safety car.
Safety car.
Who's this for?
Okay, so that's going to help out Ostradel and Lance, who are behind Cornish Mantis on the medium tyres.
I think this has got to do with...
Cornish Mantis being on the hards.
I think it's got to do with Cody's lack of front nose, is what I would say. And he looks like
I think he's
really
spun
struggling
at the final corner.
Cody trying to hit a wall.
Yeah, he's going to struggle to get around at full speed without front wing. He's going to have to be careful. Looks like he's still attacking the corners, but is struggling to turn the car. Yeah.
Luckily for him though, it's not that much of a... Shouldn't there be that much of an issue really, because the safety car is going to bunch everybody back up again, so it should be okay.
Yeah, he'll come out in last place behind Footy after his stop, because obviously the wing change takes quite a long time.
Yep. That's Cody.
I'd be interested to see if there's anyone driving into the pits as well.
Cody's picked up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, which again could have done without.
Yeah.
Bit of a strange one to see a safety car come out because of debris. We've seen it a couple of times.
Yeah, sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah. Bit too sensitive. And with the new game out in 16 days? Am I right?
Yeah.
15 days. Is it the 15th? It's out early access on the 14th, isn't it?
13th, I think.
13th. Which
Cody's out of the race.
Okay.
He crashed into the pit entry wall, which is a shame.
It is. Because that allows everybody to bunch back up. I think we've got Footy in the pits at the moment. He's just about to change into the medium tyres, which I don't think is a bad shout, really, is it?
No, not at all. You got a free pit stop, you might as well.
He is a bit behind, but he'll catch back up. Easy.
I mean, he was last anyway, so he's got absolutely nothing to lose.
13th early access, 16th release date. That's the one. So the 13th, I'll be able to pick it up on my EA access because why not? Get me 10 hours free.
Nice. I've got the Champions Edition, so I'll be playing the game also on the 13th.
Yeah, and then I've got the disc version arriving on the 16th. So I can't see me using 10 hours. So I'll probably do the breaking point quietly in the background. In the 10 hours free.
Yeah, fair. I need to get my my pace up on the new game because I've got championships to retain, so that's going to be my aim over the summer, I guess, is to get my pace up.
Well, you see, I'd like to say that I'm going to get the game to actually play the game, but knowing full well that I probably won't be playing the game because I just talk about the game. So it's a
But
bit
you
of
do
a
a damn fine job with it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to do too much of a good job because if I do that, then people will be knocking on my door, you know. So we've got to keep it mediocre, haven't we?
You don't want to be doing selfies and stuff, do you, in the streets?
No. Who wants to be doing that?
That's too much. That's too much hassle, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was in London on Tuesday, and yeah, I don't want to be going around London not being able to deal with life. Yeah.
I know.
So we're just waiting on Footy to catch the back of the grid. It should be long until it does.
Yeah, probably next lap I'd imagine safety car be in, unless the game decides to screw Footy and go in this lap.
Mm. So in hindsight, it's really pointless me buying these games because I don't actually get the full benefit of the game. I've only just started to really get back in love with GT7, so yeah. Everybody
You should,
tires.
Do you do the F2 races?
I did the F2 on Monday. That's only because I'm on holiday. And my pace was absolutely horrific as the safety car is in this lap. Because I'm just so out of practice.
Well, why didn't you do like a rotation with? I don't know if obviously I know Ninja likes doing the races, but why don't you do like a rotation where you do one race, Ninja does another if you want to race, stuff like that.
Maybe we'll talk about it for next season. We'll see what's going on because we have no clue what's going on for the next season. So yeah. Also, happy belated birthday. Thank you very much. No, I'm not 35. I'm 33. As Mums gets us away again. Again, catching Cornish quietly. There's going to be 3 wide into turn 1. Ostradile, Lance, and Mantis. I think Lance backed out there.
Yeah, Lance thought better of it,
but he's come back at Ostradile.
Yeah, it looks like Ostradile got a terrible exit, and he's lost a position now to Ninja as well, who's sitting there quietly. And he's side by side with Cornish, and he's got the move done. That's some lovely stuff from Lance.
That is.
Bided his time and got to P3 finally.
Could we see a Lance on the podium? I don't want to curse it, but I'm hoping so.
That would be good to see. He's probably Lars had a spin at the exit of turn 3. He's put him quite far down at the back of the grid.
As with 10 laps to go, and everybody's bunched up again, and they were all so close before. I'd hate to imagine at the top 2 just walking away. Ostradile picks up a 3-second penalty for corner cutting.
Yeah, that's a shame for him because the field's all quite bunched up, and he's going to lose a lot of positions if it stays this way.
Is the only downside that I can see at the moment is Lance has used a lot more ERS than the person behind him, which could be a bit difficult, but yeah.
No, but it looks like he's got the pace to pull away from Cornish Mantis. He's already 8 tenths ahead. As long as he doesn't use that much before DRS is enabled, then he should be okay.
Which is good that Lance actually made the move, because again, we've seen him getting stuck behind people, and it's not really where he likes to be.
Yeah. Yeah, you wanted to be out in front in the clean air, not stuck in the DRS train.
Yep.
Like so many people have been in this race.
He's pulled out a 1 second gap already, so the pace is moving on.
And he is keeping on pace, if not catching Cornish.
It's just set purple sector 1.
Stuff.
Just going on to Footy, fantastic recovery. He's found his way up all the way up to P9 already. So that's a great race restart there.
Yeah, that just shows never give up. Oh, and there's a crash there at the chicane. It looks like Ostradale was
and again
blocked the track,
and somebody else has just gone around as well. Is it William the King?
Ninja and Footy involved there. That all got a bit messy.
I think it was about 3 or 4 crashes there. I think
I'm not really sure what happened.
William the King was involved in something, and then he said that Ninja and Footy were involved in something. Has anybody got any damage? Again, is Ninja going to let Footy going to allow Ninja through? I don't know who was ahead at the time, as DRS is enabled.
I think it was started. Someone must have tapped Ostradale, or Ostradale spun at the chicane, and his car was across the track. No one could get by, and then he must have ghosted. So that's a shame for him, because Ostradale's been having a great race.
William the King's picked up a 5-second penalty. It looks like he's going to retire. Oh no. Yes, he's missed the pit lane. Not quite sure what the plan is here.
Oh dear.
Um,
Not ideal.
no idea. We'll leave that one to whoever decide. And you're going to speed in the pit lane. Okay.
When it rains, it pours.
Indeed.
In William the King's case.
But is
And
in
he's retired,
and back out on a set of softs.
It's a shame for Footy because he made such a good restart. We just got caught up in that mid-pack kind of melee that happened.
Yeah, I think that is the nature of the track, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's very tight, and people get frustrated. I mean, I was the same in ACC. I was stuck behind Cal, and I thought I had more pace, and I could see the leader getting away. I made a frustrated move down the inside of the chicane. It's very easy to do around here because it's so difficult to overtake.
Yep. So, driver of the day, guys, don't forget to get them in. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yuki's putting Lance in for his driver of the day, who's pulled out a 1.6 second gap.
Choice.
That's a great choice there. With Cornish again struggling. This is going to bring the championship battle even closer.
Yeah, I don't know. Are the points normal F1 points, or are they?
Pass. Wrong person to be asking. It should be the right person to be asking, really, but I'm really the wrong person to be asking.
I should probably know too, but yeah.
I
know the points has changed since I was racing.
Judging by how close they are, I suspect not. I suspect they're 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Or 10 to 1.
Yeah, it looks like Ninja's gone around turn 4.
Yes, Ostradal's great start to his F1 career at Simcade has sort of made a tumble down to P9, but points is points.
Exactly, yeah, and I think he's got a lot of positives to take from this performance. Running so well for so long.
Yeah, and he's in P9 with a couple of cars ahead of him, and he looks like he's got the pace to get past these two. So we could see him just go a couple of places up the grid.
Definitely, yeah. It looks like Cornish is close to a couple of tenths on Mans at the front.
Yeah, and it looks like Simi and Golf are just swapping places. They're side by side. The two Alpha Tauris.
Good move from Golf.
Yes, it is.
Mediums. It's got the benefit of the extra grip.
Yep, just looking at that now as well. Jack, fantastic race from Jack so far. Is putting up into P5. Currently, Stinkt very close behind him. However, we'll keep an eye on that because, yeah, these boys are pretty close on track.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Extinct have a go the latter stages. We know how fast Extinct is. We also know how good Jack is though as well, so I'm sure he won't give it up that fight, because that P5, top 5 position is really good for him.
So Stevie's under the impression it's 1st to 8th. I think that's only for ACC and GT7. Pretty sure. But again, my driver's tough break prediction. What? Is Extinct up the inside of Jack as well, but Jack's not giving this one up. He's got the better line down for turn 2, and I think he just backs out. Safe thing to do there. P6 is better than fighting for P5 with somebody who's a lot stronger race driver.
Absolutely. He knew that that battle isn't his battle.
Yep. Tough break is in a driver who had a rough day. Okay. Okay. 5 laps to go. Again, Cornish slipped off a bit. 2 seconds behind now, just there or thereabouts, with Lance pulling up a 2.7 second gap as well. And the closest battle on track is this Extinct and Lance battle. The yellow flag sector 2. Is it's Ninja's out?
Safety car. Yeah, safety car again.
And another safety car. Right. So
we'll definitely see some pitches now, I reckon.
yeah, I don't think we'll see the top two in. They've just gone past the safety car, which obviously means they can absolutely fly around this as long as they don't get a speeding behind the safety car, which they shouldn't, because obviously it has to pick up the leader. So we should be good for that. We're just going to stick between the delta, so we're going to see these two set on us. And just one thing that I will point out is Cornish has a brand new set of soft tyres, where I'm not too sure if Mans does, because Cornish didn't use the third set in qualifying, did he?
Very true, but the problem is if you pit now, and if no one else does, you're going to drop down quite far into the pack, maybe possibly behind the likes of Jack, probably ahead of Golf, but Jack you'll probably be behind. So I'm not sure if he's going to take that risk, or it's probably just easier for him to set up a second.
Well, we'll see. What Mons is about to do is he's just coming around the hairpin now. Is he going to stay over to the right hand side and dive in the pits? No, he's not. Oh, he tries a little jink. Did you see the little cheeky little jink there?
Yeah, you put the dummy on there.
Oh,
both of them did actually.
Cornish Mantis is in the pits though.
Play a bit of mind games. Yeah, Cornish Mantis is going to gamble on it.
I've never seen them guys do that sort of thing there. A little jink from Mans trying to trick Cornish. I think that's a bit naughty.
It's all part of it. It's, mind games you play, especially in the battle for the lead with two such good drivers. You know, they've got so much capacity. They can drive at that pace and still think about stuff like that to do. So,
indeed. So the only person to pit was Cornish Mantis. That does put him, like you said, P9. And I think Footy is another one that pitted, as well as Polly.
Footy's. I don't think they've. Polly did pit. Yeah, I think Footy must have done as well. Another set of softs for Footy.
But what we need to be careful of now is the safety car will come in, regardless of where these back guys are, because you have to have 3 laps of racing in the safety car. It won't end on the safety car for the game, so we will be seeing the safety car in this lap regardless of where they are.
Yeah, that's true. The game is like Michael Massey. It will not finish behind the safety car. So, let's hope that Footy and Polly can get around in time.
Is this the mind punch you all keep talking about? No, the mind punt is when... No, that was just jinking into the pits, just to see if you can entice somebody to the pit. The mind punt is when you are behind somebody so much, you are making them aware that you're there, you know, taking different lines, braking a little bit later, forcing them to make a mistake and go off the track. Basically, it's mind. That's more of a mind game. As a safety car is going to do another lap, so
an error.
Forcing an error, yes, an unforced error. Is it an unforced error?
Well, yeah, you're trying to get them to make an unforced error. Yeah.
So we will see the safety car in 100% this lap, which I'm pretty sure I said 100% last lap.
Yeah, I think it's. I can't remember whether it's 2 or it must be 2 laps to go that it comes in. Yeah, it'd be 2 laps to go. So Cornish has 2 laps to try and get Mans.
So it's something that you try and do to somebody, and it is really frustrating when you got somebody behind, because you do focus a lot of the time on behind instead of in front, even though you can only like influence what is in front of you. But it's so frustrating because they are trying everything, and you're trying everything to keep it together, and it's just pressure, and people do bottle it. You either bottle it or they make a mistake too much and go into the back of you.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You play a dangerous game and you start doing things like that.
Yep.
I've had it a lot on iRacing where they've pushed it too far and I've just been taken out. So yeah.
It's all fun until something happens like that.
Exactly. I wonder what Mans is thinking now. He's led every lap, other than when he pitted. and he's
Safety
had
cars
to
in.
contend with. This will be the third safety car restart he's done this race.
I'd hate to imagine what's going through Lance's head as well, because he made up the ground in the last safety car restart.
Yeah.
Can he jump Cornish? Because obviously he's on the medium tyres. Has he got enough tyre life left?
It just takes a good restart, and if he's in the slipstream and dives one down the inside, then why not? I mean, who's to say Lance can't go for the win? Yeah.
As Mans backs him up again, and he's away. He has, and I think Cornish has slipped back again as Lance gets right in that slipstream. Can he make a dive up the inside? He's going to go around the outside, which is going to be a bit trickier, but he'll have the inside line for the next corner. Is he close enough? I don't think he is. There is some movement around the back as Ostradal is... Yeah, there's a lot of tussling going on in the back.
Yeah, Ostradal's made up a load of places there. Another good restart for him. Jack's maintained 5th. I think the top 5 have stayed line astern, and then from 6th downwards have had a few changes, with Cornish and Footy getting very close. Footy on those soft tyres. Cornish as well on the soft tyres, yeah, sorry.
So Lance managing to maintain P3 with Extinct hot on his tails. A bit more of a stronger driver this time with Extinct behind him instead of Mantis. I'm not saying Mantis is not a strong driver, but race winner behind him.
Yes, certainly. Extinct probably the 3rd fastest driver in this grid. He's made over Sterling a really good recovery drive after that unfortunate spin at the start of the race. But I do think on those mediums, Lance has it covered.
We're seeing Cornish Mantis going side by side with Simi. A lot better traction on those soft tyres. He's literally pulled away so much. With it looks like Footy's going to go round the outside. A little nudge there around the last couple of corners. As an old darting for that bit of track. Footy's not going to try it for the middle.
Too.
I thought he was going to go through the middle and around the outside. It's Polly Ballar as well, outside. As they're all...
Yeah, so stop screaming.
Oh, we've seen Polly getting very, very close there and up the inside. Footy, 3 wide. And they're not going to make that go through the next couple of corners, are they? No, it looks like...
I think he's going to go around the outside here of...
Oh, and there's touch.
Oh, contact. Yeah.
Oh, and then the Polly Ballar gets clipped in that as well. Why did the car not ghost?
I know, it's a shame. It's a massive shame that, but a good battle, nonetheless. Footy up to 9th now, Cornish up to 8th.
Indeed, Ostradal sticking P6 as well, but it looks like behind him Golf and Cornish Mantis. Golf is under pressure. Cornish Mantis has not half creeped up to him very, very quickly, so he's going to get rid of the 2 Alpha Tauris around the outside here. That's some very close racing. There's a little nudge.
Oh, there's a hit, yeah.
There as well, and I think
pass going on down the inside.
Nice
and Footy's
move
going to
there.
follow him through. Yeah.
A shame with the nudge. However, we're going to see them cross the line, and across the line goes Mans, take on P1 and P2 behind him, and P3. Congratulations to Lance. As everybody's so close, still jostling back there, and they seem to have finished in the order that they're coming across with the penalties organising themselves out, with Ostradal finishing P7 at the end of that. I'll just run you through the grid at the end of all that in a second. The game's driver of the day, Cornish Mantis, but I think overall I'd like to say Lance is our driver of the day. Oh, Ostradal getting driver of the day. Okay, random.
Yeah.
I mean, his debut's go, it probably wasn't bad.
It was a good debut, yeah. I think he showed a good pace.
Yeah. I'll just quickly run you through the grid then, with Mans taking top step on the podium there with taking P1, with P2 going to Cornish, and a fantastic congratulations to Lance with a P3. Absolute fantastic recovery drive there from Extinct, taking P4, with Jack, Mantis, Ostradal, Footy, Golf and Polyblar rounding up the top 10, with Simi the lowest of the finishers, with Last Ninja Cow, William the King, Cody and Rob are the DNFs of the race. So Ostradal will have got driver of the day because of the amount of places that it had made up from the start, I believe. Is how the game works out, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
As we wait, we'll jump down. Are you ready to jump down to the podium?
I'll give it a go.
Okay, I'll wait for you. as we just wait for Dodo to join me, and then hopefully, in theory, the rest of the lads will join me. Turn the PlayStation off. Takes these Xbox users a couple of minutes to get down. Just like it does with the PlayStation, it takes a wee while to jump down. We'll wait for the podium sitters as well to join us.
There we go.
There we go. Wow. Everybody joins us. There we go.
Race, yeah.
Right, we'll start off with Man's absolute stellar qualification lap there. You managed to do that on your second lap. You did get impeded by what looked to be Polly's AI at the end of that. But was that as much as you could go? Or were you up?
On the last lap where I got a little bit blocked, I was up like a tenth before the last sector, so it would probably have been around 15.8. But I was still happy with the lap I did, of course, because it got me pole.
Did you intend to go back out again, knowing that Cornish wasn't going to go out, or were you just covering him off?
I didn't know that he wasn't going for a third lap, so I did what like I always do and go for 3 runs.
And obviously with the race from start to finish, commanding. Was he putting up much of a fight, Cornish? I'm guessing he's there or thereabouts, but were you both playing it safe, or were you pushing like mad?
He was always in my rear mirror, so it was pretty scary. You know, he's obviously very quick at the game, but I honestly didn't have to push too much, and I had almost like around 80% battery for the whole race, except like the last laps where I had to push after the safety car.
And obviously with the the chances of rain, how much was there a chance of rain, and did that impede your strategies?
In qualifying, it said that it would be rain around 30 minutes into the race, but when we got into the race, it said there would be like maybe the last lap or so. So I knew that the strategy was always going to be on dry tires.
Brilliant. Well, congratulations on the top step of the podium there. Fully deserved. And that does now, I believe, bring you and Cornish even closer in the championship. So you guys are running neck and neck.
Thank you.
Cornish, was the intention not to qualify the third run? Was that, did you just admit defeat? Was there any much in the tank, or was that it?
Well, we all had different readings for wet weather. In the party that I was in, we had 3 people saying it was 30 minutes. On mine, it said 15 minutes. So I kept a set of softs on the off chance that it would be wet 15 minutes in, so around 7 or 8 laps, just on the off chance. But as soon as the race strategy popped up for the race itself, it said it wouldn't rain until the end. So that strategy went straight out the window. So it was a risk I was willing to take. I mean, I might have got pole, but Mans was too fast today. Too fast. He's got an extra few attempts on me here, without a shadow of a doubt. And I was on the wrong strategy. I couldn't choose the same strategy as him because we're on the same team, and the pit would have been horrendous. So I had to go to opposite to him. It put me on the slower compound at the end, but I'm happy with P2. I was scared with Lance behind me at the end with that safety car because he had some really good pace on those mediums. But yeah, happy with P2.
On every restart, you were sort of not caught napping, but it looks like you were always just slightly late. Here, the restarts are very tricky because the line is so close to the last corner, and obviously the last corner is a hairpin. Could you have got any closer? Could you have made the slipstream more useful? Obviously, we know it's very difficult down here, but was that all you had?
Because of the way the game's built this year, and that there's an accelerator limiter under the safety car on that lap, the only way to get throttle down is to go into second gear or below. And because I'm on controller, I can't control the throttle as well in the lower gears. I completely avoid those gears throughout the race. I only ever go down to third gear, so I couldn't quite get the power down out of that corner with the minimum speed I was carrying because I just couldn't do it. So I mean, yeah, even if I did have a better run out of that corner, Mons would have had me. It was on fresher tyre. the better compound, and he was faster. So I'm just happy with P2, to be fair.
And obviously, we're coming to the closing races of the season now. With what do we have left? 3 races left: Spa, Monza, and Abu Dhabi. Are we looking for a strong last 3? Because obviously, you two are getting pretty close again.
I'll give it a good go, but it's a couple attempts too fast for me. That's the only issue, and he rarely makes mistakes, which is something which is one of my stronger suits. I'm quite consistent on getting no penalties and spinning, so that usually gets me a few positions during the race. But Mons has got that streak in him as well, so it's going to be close as long as I can keep my 1 foot in the door like I have. Maybe a bit of pressure. Well, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations on P2, and I guess consistency is key in a championship, isn't it? So yes, onwards and upwards.
Absolutely.
As we say.
Cheers, guys.
Congratulations. Lance, what can I say? It's been a long time coming as this podium. I know you've had a few this season, but did that one mean something? That one looked pretty decent.
Well, that's my first proper one that hasn't been voided, but I'm very happy with it. It was luck, really. What is it? Right place, right time, but I'm very happy with it.
I don't know. Your last 2 safety car restarts, the second to last one where you got up the inside of Mantis seemed very satisfying, and then to hold him off, grab a couple of seconds gap, and then again on the other restart, you seem to just eke away. Not enough to put Cornish under pressure. You did try and put him under a bit of pressure, but again, just not enough in the tank. But was that the tyre life?
First of the last 2, restarts, I didn't see myself going anywhere farther up. And there was some sort of an incident coming into the first corner, and I just made the most of it and got around people. And then, I was in front of Mantis and just kind of tried to get my head down. He was on the hards, I was on the mediums, kind of put that to my advantage. And then the last one, I was convinced that I'd lost it. But I don't know, Extinct seemed to struggle to get the mediums turned on again. And I got enough to keep him behind.
Now, we've been noticing, me and Dodo in the commentary, that you seem to have a bit of an issue with dirty air and getting stuck behind people. But it's absolutely fantastic to see the fact that you have managed to light up the tyres, get them warm, and get a move on as soon as the restart, and that's where your momentum came from. Is that something that you're really struggling with?
I think it's something to do with the setups I do. I have a really low front wing compared to my rear wing. And I think that probably has an effect on maybe dirty air is affecting that a bit more. But I'm happy with how it performed today, and I'm generally prefer how those cars drive as opposed to putting more on the front wing.
Fantastic, and congratulations. And Lance, Dodo, do you have any questions for all 3 of them? I'm pretty sure you do.
I have one. Obviously, there was the 3. I think it was 3 safety cars, wasn't there? And the restarts are always quite nervy. This is probably mainly for Mans, but at the end of the race, when you saw your gap that you built up on the mediums eroded, and also Lance as well on the mediums, chasing Cornish. Mans, did you think that there was any chance that Cornish, could get past? And Lance, did you think you could challenge for second or maybe even the win?
I honestly thought that everyone behind me would pit for softs, or at least Cornish, because I knew that he had a fresh set and I don't think he would have dropped too many places. So I thought I would be under more pressure, but when he didn't pit, I was pretty relieved because he obviously was on hards and I was on mediums. So I knew my tires would be a little bit quicker than his.
And for me, it was just do what they do. I didn't really have a thought of going near them. They were playing a whole different tennis game. I was happy to be there on the podium. I was the only reason I was up to the side of Cornish was to try and get a gap to the Extinct and get a kind of a better run out of the first corner. But yeah.
Yuki has one question for. Sorry to interrupt there. Go on, Cornish. You finish what you're going to say.
Just about to say I was never going to chuck those softs on at the end. I would have lost too many positions, and this track's too difficult to overtake on. I run 50-45 wings, so I was never going to get the overtakes done.
I think
track
Mantis,
position.
like I saw Mantis do it, and he went down to about 9th.
Exactly.
And I was like, yeah, there's no way.
Yeah,
That's
not
happening,
worth it.
you know?
Not worth it.
So
The field was too bunched.
just 2 more questions. Well, one of them's not really a question. One of them is more of an observation. Mans, that little jink that you did in the last safety car restart, was that intentional? Was that to try and entice Cornish into a pit?
I mean, I honestly did that because I was trying to lure him to stay out of the pits, and when I saw that he didn't pit, I obviously was relieved. But I think he did the same thing. I saw it in my rearview mirror.
I saw the
mind games. Mind games.
Like I was watching them, and I at first I thought they went in, and I was like, okay, I'm going in, and then I saw they didn't on the map, so I was like, I'll stay out.
And the
Same
what the
thing.
last? Why the name change, Mans? Is this to? Are you getting too famous?
No, I was playing CS:GO with my friends the other day, and I thought having my real name was pretty boring because I had it for like 4 months. So I changed up a bit, and obviously I could blast the LA intro when we won rounds.
Very good.
Allier's faster. Allier's 2 times faster than Mons. Unbelievable.
Well, congratulations to you, podium sitters, and I hope to see you again very soon. A lot of you.
Cheers,
Thank you.
guys. Legends.
Thank you. Congrats all.
We'll stay in here,
Shall we-
Dodo, so then we don't have to. We don't have to wait half an hour for you. Obviously,
All right.
Crane's obviously in the chat saying about Lance obviously not needing an engineer. Yeah. Well, I hope I answered everybody's questions. And Dodo, what a fantastic question, I have to say, because the safety car restarts around here and anywhere really are just so tricky. And you know, getting a cheeky little dive up the inside could have been the make or break for somebody.
Yeah, exactly. There's always jeopardy at safety car restart, no matter how confident you are. There's always a chance that someone behind you could anticipate what you're doing. I've been on the receiving end of a fair share of bad restarts when I've been leading, and also had good restarts when I've been second as well. So I know how that can change a race.
Indeed, it can. Well, all I can say is that is another fantastic. Even though I haven't been present for most of this week, due to being on my holidays, apologies. But I'm entitled to a break off as well. Fantastic week of racing. We've seen some brilliant overtakes, some brilliant podiums, some brilliant wins. And thank you to everybody who's joined us in chat. Thank you to everybody that has joined us on the track and off the track. If you guys want to get involved with the community, don't forget to join our Discord. It's still open, and we're still open for drivers. As we've seen, Ostral is a fantastic introduction, and he's been had a great debut out there in F1. So guys, don't forget that you can still join. If you want to see what we're doing, when we're doing it, how we're doing it, don't forget to look at our website. And as always, we are off to another fantastic start of the week. Next week with some racing, starting with F2 at Spa. And then we head over to Donington Park for some ACC. Then over to Road Atlanta on Wednesday for our GT7 Swift Cup and our GT3 Cup. And then back to Spa for some F1 on Thursday, where it'll probably be me and Dodo again. So thank you very much, Dodo. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you in the commentary box, as always.
Pleasure is all mine. And yes, I'll be back next week.
Fantastic. Well, I hope we get to see everybody back here next week. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you all next week. Goodbye.